Rebecca, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little treat basket. It's ideal for Easter, but also for lots of other times of year where you want to give somebody just a cute little basket with some treats in. I've just clipped its tag on. There we go. Let's take that off so you can see it. There you can see it looks just like one of those old-fashioned picnic baskets, doesn't it? And this one I've got ready for Easter. As you can see, there is this cute little bunny rabbit on the tag, and some of the vellum elements and a bit of washi tape. So lovely and straightforward, but let me show you how to make the basket. You start with a square piece of card measuring 18 centimetres by 18 centimetres, and when you're cutting it, you also want a strip that's 1.5 centimetres by 18 centimetres, so it's easier to cut that at the same time. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take either a scoreboard or your trimmer, whichever you prefer. Let's just open up his arm, there we go. I want to make sure we use the score blade, not the cutting blade, so I'm going to put the cutting blade right down here out of the way so I stop looking at it even. And what we're going to do is we're going to score this at 6 centimetres and 12 centimetres. Oh, nearly went for the cutting blade. Then turn it through 90 degrees and score it at 6 and 12 in the opposite direction. Now while we've got it in this direction, we want to do a few more little scores. We want to score it at, let me get this right. Well, we don't want to score it, we just want to put a little notch at either end at 2 centimetres, 4 centimetres, so we're just putting little marks, and you could use a pencil rather than the score tool if you like, 9 centimetres, 14 centimetres, and 16 centimetres. Now because of the way the trimmer is, you might find it a little bit easier just to measure the 2 here rather than the 16 there, but whichever you prefer. So what you'll end up with, excuse me, is a piece of card where your score lines look like this. So you can see we've got the 6 centimetres, 6 centimetres, 6, 6, and then our additional little marks. Then what we're going to do is from each of those marks, we're going to cut down from the edge to the first score line that we meet. So we're going to do it there, there, a piece of something with my scissors, yucky. And then we're also going to come down this score line here. Then we're going to leave out the 9, come back down here, here. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. So we want to come down all these so we end up with 3 little flappy bits on each side and a big square in the middle. Da, 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 nearly there. Then what we're going to do is take our 9 centimetre marks, this mark from the middle, I'm going to cut from it, from there to that corner there. There we go. Now I find it easier to hold the paper, because I'm right-handed, once you scissor my right hand, I find it easier to hold the paper like this and do these 2. Then flip it over and do the next 2. So I've got plenty to hold on to, and it doesn't feel quite as awkward to hold when I'm doing the cutting. Oops, start at the top, give it a full triangle. There we go. So what you'll end up with is a piece with a triangle in the middle, 3 flaps on either side. Now what I did on the sample is I inked all the edges just to give them a little bit of extra definition, and that's really easy to do. Just take your sponge dauber, pop it on your finger, open your coordinating ink. I'm using Marina Mist here, and you just tickle all the edges. You will need to just fold them out each time. And you carry on doing that the whole way around the basket. Now I'm not going to show you that because it makes for a pretty dull video. What I will show you next though is how you're going to assemble the box. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold all our score lines. We're going to find our paper folder just to make sure those lines are nice and crisply folded. If you find something haven't gone quite all the way down to the score line, just take your scissors and just catch yourself up. There you go, so it sits neatly. There we go. And we've just got a little bit more cutting to do. What we want to do is on the middle two, so the two nearest the point on each corner, we just want to take about a centimetre, you don't need to be very precise, off each one. So I find it easiest to fold the one I don't want to cut out the way, just to make sure I don't get in a muddle, and then just trim. So you can see I'm not being very precise, I'm not measuring, we're just guessing. That's as accurate as it needs to be. There we go. Okay, and then we're ready to assemble our basket. I found glue dots are the easiest way to do this. And what we're going to do is start by popping a glue dot on the end of the outside one, and we're going to bring it together and we're going to overlap it by about the amount that we cut off of each side. Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to make sure that's nice and flat. So actually having two glue dots on there will stop it squirming like it is there, which will irritate me very quickly. So let's just pop another glue dot in there. Oops. Okay, there we go. So we've got a nice straight, it looks very odd at the moment, doesn't it? Line across. And what we're then going to do is in turn take each of these ends up. So as we're ready to take the end up, let's give him a glue dot. Let's put one there. Let's put one on this one ready. There we go. Oops. So we'll start with the top two. We'll take them so they sit there and there, then we'll bring the next ones in there and there, and then all we're left to do is fold the middle one up, but we don't want to do that quite yet. So we're just going to do the next side as well. So we're going to put our two glue dots on the top, make sure it doesn't twist. Oops, there we go. Line it up so the basket sits square. Too tight. Just a little bit, there we go. Does that look about right? Yep. So we've done that. Then we're going to do our other four panels. Glue dot on each one. There. I want the glue dot to be on the top corner of that panel if you can, just to, oops, we haven't got that very straight, there we go. So when you bring it up, it's sticking to as much card as you can. Then the next one, and the next one, you can see we get this lovely rounded shape from pulling those up like that. What we want to do now is attach our handle. Now, in this, if we've inked everything, it's worth inking this as well. And what you're going to do, again, just using a couple of glue dots on each end, what I did was I just lined it down in the middle here. There we go. and fold it over and bring it down to where it sits neatly there. And then you've got your handle. Then all we've got left to do is just sort out the ends. So what you need to do is just tap a tiny bit off of each triangle just so it doesn't stick up over the top. Pop your glue dot on the top. There's one, there's two. Bring that up so it sits in line with the handle. Okay, then the final step is just to make sure that we've got a lovely neat finish on the outside of the basket. You can see on the sample the lines are really clear to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to punch two 1 3/8 scallop circles. We'll cut both of them in half. Then we'd get busy inking them because we've inked everything else, so they're going to look a bit weird uninked if we don't ink them. But given that I haven't inked for this sample one, and then we're going to stick one there and one in there. Now you want to really use a wet glue for this rather than glue dots, but just for speeding, because it's what I've got on my desk, I'll just use a glue dot for now, but I used Tombow when I did the sample. So it's stuck all the way and it doesn't flap around quite so much. One on the outside, one on the inside, just to make the handle look really neat. A little bit fiddly that one, you just need to concentrate for a moment or two, which I haven't done, so we're a bit wobbled. There we go. And that would be then your finished basket, and all you'd have left to do is to design and make your tag. I've used a peg to hold it on because I think they're really cute, but you could hold it on however you wanted. And there you have, oops, if I can get hold of the peg properly, really cute but really little, our Easter treat basket.